As the investigations go on after the Delhi blast, every day is unraveling the nexus of the interstate terror plot. I have with me Major General Dhruv Katoj, who's going to tell us as an expert what is this module, how these people are involved, and what can be the possible linkage. Sir, a very warm welcome on India Today. First of all, sir, what we are seeing is that is a nexus, interstate one, where the professionals like doctors are involved. What do you think this kind of a network is?
No, I think this is a very large network and it is pan-India. It is not confined to, while most of the people may be from Kashmir, but it is not confined to Kashmir only, and there would be others. At the moment, the people who are connected have got a specific linkage to Kashmir, and that too to South Kashmir. But there could be others also, and they are involved in the ring, that especially in the planning process. And when I'm looking at it in that way, I think what the perpetrators had planned to do was a classic regime change operation. And they would have timed it at such a time when there was maximum visibility on India. I would rather go for a time, I don't think it was supposed to be done in November. Everything which has happened was accidental. And as the plot kept unraveling, they started making mistakes. Because the arrest started taking place, they started making mistakes, and I think this was a part of that mistake, that the blast which took place. But in my view, I think, when President Putin is scheduled to visit in December, that is the time when the world's attention would have been on Delhi. And then you have, say, 30 or 40 blasts taking place. Or even if you don't have 30 or 40 blasts, you have 5 or 6 blasts taking place. And then they keep taking place right up to 26 January. The entire credibility of the government gets destroyed, and it's a classic case for for people to from within the establishment, from within the country, to start taking up the cue that okay, we want to change our government, or we want to change our prime minister, or something like that. What has happened in Bangladesh, or what did we see in Sri Lanka earlier? What did we see? Though Sri Lanka really was not that. What we saw in Nepal. And now the funny thing is that when we are looking at Bangladesh, the very students or the youth leaders who were supposed to be the agitators, they are saying, listen, this is not what we wanted. Right. So there are people behind the scenes who are not very comfortable because their interests have been harmed. They had very nefarious designs. And now you've got a strong government in the center, which is not allowing those nefarious designs to work. So obviously there is a plan to, okay, let's change the regime. It won't work, but that is what they tried. They've been trying it for quite a few times now. And they have tried it in other countries also. It hasn't worked. So now coming back to these modules, there have been these sleeper cells, everybody knows that there have been sleeper cells, and these sleeper cells can stay as sleeper cells for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. It's a very long period. We really don't know. Right. And because it's a sleeper cell, we'll never come to know. Mm-hmm. In this particular case, these people have been radicalized. They have not been radicalized abroad. They have been radicalized in India. And then they may have gone abroad for training or for any other purposes and got further radicalized or further motivated to say that, okay, there are other people also with you. But now that the plot has been exposed, in my personal view, while, yes, a blast did take place in Delhi, when the car went off, and unfortunately there have been 12 people who have lost their lives. But I still think of this as one of the most successful counterintelligence operations which we have carried out. It has been brilliantly done. Otherwise, the scale and the magnitude of what could have happened is unimaginable. So I think the intelligence services and the police of various states have worked overtime in preventing something which would have been very catastrophic for the country.
So the investigations are already going on. The NIA is putting out those information together. Linkages are being found. The CCS happened yesterday, where it was already declared that this is a terror act, but anti-national one. No country has been named yet. What do you think? Which country? Can it be Pakistan? Can it be Bangladesh? Can it be Turkey that is involved, or altogether an excess of them? What do you think as an expert?
You see, in my view, because the signature is of the Jaish-e-Mohammed, and very, very clearly it is the Jaish-e-Mohammed link, and it started with the Jaish-e-Mohammed posters. Right. And all these people who have been caught, they are under interrogation, so we know the linkage. So the linkage is with Jaish-e-Mohammed, and they are headquartered in Pakistan. So the linkage goes directly to Pakistan. There is absolutely no doubts in my mind. Now, okay, let us say if Turkey gets involved or Bangladesh or somebody else, they may get involved in providing assistance or whatever. But ultimately, it is the one country linkage because it is headquartered in Pakistan, and the Jaish-e-Mohammed will not act independently. They will act with the connivance or with the support of the Pakistani military. So I think the nexus is very clear. It is the Pakistan military which is involved, it is the government which is involved, and the Jaish-e-Mohammed which still continues to get full support from the Pakistani establishment, and they're based in Pakistan. This is one. The second thing is, you see, Jaish-e-Mohammed has promised revenge after what happened in Operation Sindoor, where they were decimated. The Jaish-e-Mohammed, the Lashkar-e-Taiba, and all the other groups, those camps which we destroyed, it was a very effective destruction done. Absolutely 100%. And now they said, okay, for their own morale, for their own purposes, they said, we will take revenge. This was perhaps as part of that revenge design, totally supported by the Pakistanis. And the third thing, look at the timings. This is the time when Pakistan has again established a rapport with the United States. And from their point of view, they could be thinking that, okay, now that we are friendly with the Americans, perhaps we can do this, right? They thought they would get away with it because they are friendly with the Americans. Now, we really don't know. This is all speculation. But as an analyst, this is the way I've looked at it. So I think that is the one reason why they would have given the green signal, go ahead. Right? And they are also not very comfortable with the regime, the present regime in the present ruling dispensation in Delhi, because they have been shown their place.
Correct.
This is the first time when a government of India, for the last, say, 5 to 8 years, have taken a very strong stance against terrorism. And that doesn't appeal to the Pakistanis because they wanted somebody who is more accommodating, who can accept a lot of losses, who can say, okay, we can lose people, but we'll still talk and we'll give you water and all that. Now, all that is out. So when I'm looking at it, it is the Pakistani military interest, the Jaish-e-Mohammed and the other terrorist groups, their interest. And of course, if other countries get on, that is normal because that is the way the world works. So if Bangladesh thinks they will benefit from it or Turkey thinks they'll benefit, well, I see no reason why they won't give them support. But I don't think they're part of the plot. This plot is a Pakistani plot. And when the Prime Minister had made a statement earlier that we will take the perpetrators and the people who are behind them, and when we have actually said this is an act of terror, and when the Prime Minister has stated that an act of terror will be treated as war, then we will treat it as war. How we react is up to us.
Right.
Now, people cannot say, okay, it's an act of war, do it today or tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Well, we may do it next year. But it's an act of war. And the response will be at the time and the place and the choosing of the state of India.
So does it make clear that after Prime Minister has given out that stern warning and CCS has made this declaration that this is an act of terror, can we see a similar action that happened in Sindoor during May?
I have absolutely no doubt that an action will take place. But the only thing is people shouldn't really talk about the timings. The timings are left to various people at various points for various reasons. It could take place right now. It could take place 2 months later. So I don't think we should put any pressure or timeline on the government of India to take action, but the thing has been given and Sindoor is carrying on. Why should Operation Sindoor finish in 1 day or 2 days or 1 month? The Russia-Ukraine war has been going on for 3 years, right? It doesn't mean that they are fighting every day. So there may be weeks go by without a bullet being fired, and this again it starts. So this war, this is going to go on. In fact, my message if I have to give a message to all your viewers, my message would be: listen, be patient. Don't look at it. This is not Maggi noodles which is going to finish in 2 minutes, right? It is not something that we simply go and blast Pakistan and say they'll surrender. Pakistan is also a strong country. They've got a strong military, but we will deal with them very effectively. And the notice has been given. Whether we do it today or we do it a few months later, or even if we do it next year in January or February or March, that is up to us. The timing is up to us, but that action will take place. Let there be no doubts on that.
Thank you so much for speaking to us. So, as an analyst, as a senior defense expert, Major General Katot says that there will be action against the perpetrators, and here the perpetrator is Pakistan, undoubtedly. The sleeper cells, the modules, the investigations are bringing out all these nexus that have been working here in India. the radicalization that's going on. But Prime Minister has given that warning and told that Operation Sindoor is on. The strikes against terror will continue and the time and place will be of India's own choosing. This is Shivani Sharma with camera person Ajay Kumar for India Today from New Delhi.